Now, our topic for today is density. And when we say density, we means how to determine which object is heavier than the other. And you can only do that when you get the same size of that object. You cannot just hold one object and say this object is heavier than this one. You cannot say stone is heavier than the metal until when you get the same size of stone with that of the metal, you now measure their masses. Now, under today's topic, we are going to define density of substance, then formula for finding density, unit of density, then experimental determinations of density. Now, when we say density, we mean the mass of unit volume of substance. Mass of unit volume of substance. For instance, if I have this object, if the mass of this object is 20 kilogram and the volume is 5 meter cube, if I want to determine the mass of one meter cube, what I will do is I will say 20 divided by 5, which will give me 4 kilogram per meter cube. Therefore, the mass of one meter cube of this object is 4 kilogram. Now, the definition of density, like I told you, is mass of a unit volume of substance. Now, what of the formula? From the definition, it says mass per unit volume. It means the formula for determining density will be mass over volume. Now, let's say our density is equal to mass over volume. Now, this is the formula. Then from this formula we can easily derive the unit. If the mass is in kilogram, the volume must be in meter, that is meter cube. Therefore, the unit of density will be kilogram per meter cube. So it's not always, sometimes mass can be in gram. So in that case, if mass is in gram, that is mass in gram, then this one will be in centimeter, that is centimeter cube. Therefore, the unit of density in this case will be gram per centimeter cube. Now, I have different objects here through which we are going to determine the density. We use them to determine the density of objects, like I told you from the beginning. Now, let's go on experiment method. So I have with me here, have metal, then I have stone, that is piece of block, then I have glass. The first thing is, let's first of all determine their masses. For the piece of block, the mass is 40.2 gram. No, 40.1 gram. Oh, here it is. That's 40.0 gram. 40.0 gram for piece of block. 40.0. Now, what of the glass? For the glass is 11.1 gram. 11.1 gram. Now, what of the metal? The mass of the metal is 47.1 gram. 47.1 gram. Now, let's go and determine their respective volume. So, their volume. So the first thing is, look at the volume of water inside this measuring cylinder. Go to the other side. Fast. So the volume of water inside the cylinder is 405 centimeter cube. Now, we will now dip this one inside the stone, piece of block first. To get the volume of the stone.
420 centimeter cube.
420 centimeter cube. Now, to get exactly the volume of this stone, we have to deduct initial volume from final volume. And initial volume is, final volume is 420, while the initial volume is what? 405. So when you subtract it, we are going to get 15 centimeter cube. Therefore, the volume of a piece of block is 15.0 centimeter cube. Now let's determine that of glass. So initial volume of the liquid inside remains the same.
It's 410 centimeter cube.
410 centimeter cube. Now 405, 410 minus 405 will give us 5. So this one is 5.0 centimeter cube. Let's go to 5.0. Then for metal, let's determine the volume of the metal.
(410 centimeter cube).
410 centimeter cube. So which means this one also will give us 5.0 centimeter cube. Now, to determine the volume, density now. Don't forget, our density is mass over volume. Mass over volume. For the piece of block, the mass is 40, then the volume is 15. Therefore, the density will now be what? Gram per centimeter cube now. Gram per centimeter cube.
That's 2.7.
So this one will give us 2.7 gram per centimeter cube. Now, for the glass, the mass is 11.1, then the volume is 5. So we divide 11.1 by 5
to get 2.22.
So the answer is 2.22. If it is 22, in that case, this one will be change everything to two decimal places. This, to make it what? Uniform. Now the third one, which is metal, the mass is 47.1. Then the volume is 5.
9.40.
So the density is 9.40. 9.40. If you look at it very well, so it means the density of metal is greater than that of glass, and that of glass is less to that of what? To that of piece of block. So this is the what? According to our own experiment here, all this one, they are the masses of 1 unit mass of this object. So we can decide now that, okay, when you get the same value and the same volume for both metal and glass, the glass will be, the metal will be heavier than that of glass, and it will be heavier than that of a piece of block. So that is that about density. Now let's go and determine the density of water. Now we have this one. This is ordinary glass. We are going to measure this glass first. Wait. So the glass is 54.3. The mass of the glass is 54.3. Now let's put water inside. Don't forget, our aim is to determine the mass of the water. But most of us measure that water here. This is 1 centimeter cube, 100 centimeter cube of water. Therefore, the volume is 100 centimeter cube. Now let's weigh it. And that's 151.7. 151.7. So initial volume, therefore, we are going to say 151.7 minus the the mass of the glass itself, which is 54.3. So 151.7 minus 54.7. 97.4. So the result, that is the mass of the water inside the glass, is 97.4 gram. While the volume of water is 100. Now let's determine the density. The density of water is equal to mass of water over volume of water. And what is the mass of water? The mass of water is 97.4, while the volume is 100.0. Then 97.4 divided by 100 will give you 0.9, which will give us 0.97 gram per centimeter cube. Now if you look at it, we are very close to the answer because the density of water is 1. Approximately, this one will give us 1 gram per centimeter cube, and that is exactly the volume of, the density of water. The density of water. So that is how to calculate density of substance. And don't forget, we have an instrument that we can use to determine the density of liquid directly. The name of the instrument is hydrometer. If you drop hydrometer inside the liquid, it will give you exactly the density of that liquid. So the next topic I'm going to base on density, relative density. We mix it together with density.